The Nissan X-trail, an SUV that's been with us for quite a while now. And it's going to stay that way because more and more people are deciding to buy big cars like this, so they can go to the shopping jungles and climb over other cars and parking spaces. Cars like that, however, hatchbacks, are slowly dying out. Sure, you can also take this car shopping, but why really use the 4x4 wheel drive which this car has for stuff like that, if it's meant to take you on road trips into nature like this? X-trail has been with us since 2000 and was designed as an SUV. This third generation isn't the freshest as it was unveiled in 2013, but we're happy to say that time has been kind to the modern shapes of the car. So let's try this car out for what it was really meant to do. Okay, let's load the family, the luggage, and go on a trip. With the X-trail, this also means driving through mud and snow, especially if you buy the 4x4 version. The car works great. It's comfortable, spacious, and fairly capable of off-roading, more so if you opt for the automatic gearbox. Before and after your trip to nature, you'll have to drive over normal asphalt roads, except if you yourself live away from civilization. But then I don't even know where you're getting your fuel. Anyway, X-trail feels just fine on the roads. It rides a little higher than your family car, but that doesn't make it lean like a boat in the corners. Our test model of the SUV was powered by a 1.6-liter diesel engine producing 130 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. It sounds great on paper, but does come at a price of a huge turbo lag in the lower RPM range. It's absolutely fine for everyday driving, but it might give you an unpleasant surprise when you require instant power in a busy intersection. What do we want from cars today? We don't want them to just be transports. We want them to be gadgets with which we can play and press all the nice little buttons so we can feel important behind the wheel. Like this button, for example. You can open and close the rear boot with it. On the steering wheel, you can change the radio stations, the volume, the cruise control. You can hang up calls and take them, and the infotainment screen. It's a little bit on the small side for today's standards, but it works smoothly and nicely. And you also have this little camera button here with which you can turn on the 360 display around the car. Ooh. Now this is a little neat trick over here with the cup holders. If you switch this little button, you can set the cooling of your pop cans to enabled or disabled. If you don't have any pop cans, you can just cool your hand. But this button is probably the most interesting of all. With this, you control the 4x4 drive. If you have it set on two-wheel drive, obviously the engine will only drive the front wheels and the consumption will be slightly lower. If you set it on auto, the system will automatically enable 4x4 when required. But you can also permanently lock it, and at lower speeds, the car will always use all four wheels to drive. Having a remotely controlled boot is quite practical when your hands are full. And also the Nissan X-trail's boot is not exactly small. So if you're taking your family for a nice little road trip, you can take quite a bit of luggage with it. So, Nissan X-trail offers a lot: space, comfort, practicality, and some off-road capabilities. The base model starts at €26,800, while the top-of-the-line one with 7 seats comes in at €37,000.